Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like the heathen. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And, and with all the things that are going on in the world, to take time out to do a video like this, though I do enjoy these type videos. This is literally what I do, more so than anything. But we're in a time of prophecy. And you know what? I guess, this is kind of sort of a prophecy because this falls in the line of future prophecies because these things are in the works. So, this is a part of the Great Awakening. So maybe I shouldn't get so angry because, and I'm saying this because I just watched a video or came across a video on TikTok where, the black only Israelite thing, and they're trying to say that the Negroes never went through slavery. The doctrines keep changing, that there never was any slavery, that the Negroes never went through slavery and they were always here. Which is a lie. Okay, the Northern Kingdom was here, not all the Negroes. All right, and granted, there are a lot of new census enumerators did take a lot of natives and reclassified them as Negroes. Going all the way back to 1683, they showed you that that there was a declaration in 1683 in Virginia that classified, Negroes and Native Americans as the same people. They were called the same. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Let me just search through my evidence file here and see if I can find one of those images, right? Because Virginia was a hot spot for a lot of things, right? It was a place where the found it. It was a place where the so-called, the so-called white man came up with that name. In 1681 in Virginia, they put into law that they were white, and then they were never white. They're red. They're the Edomites. All right, but in 1680, in 1682 it is, not 1683. Here it. I'll let you read it for yourself. Virginia passed 2 acts. All right, let's bring it up to the camera. All right. Passed 2 acts in 1682 that combined Native Americans and Africans into one category, Negroes and other slaves. See, this also proves that we went through slavery together, because a lot of people want to discredit the Northern Kingdom, say, well, they never went through slavery, and we never, and that's completely and totally false. They did go through slavery right along with Judah. There's accounts. I just did a video on it a couple days ago where they were on the same ships together. The slave trade started with the so-called natives of the Americas, of the islands. All right. They were taking them into slavery, taking them to Seville, Spain. All right. Seville, Spain became the reverse slave capital of the world. All right. Facts. Okay. So when we read the scripture, let me go ahead and grab it. This is Jeremiah 50. I'm tempted to Google it, and the reason I say that is because if you go back about 7-8 years ago, I would go into this history so often that if you Google Jeremiah 50 and 33, my image of my face on the video popped up. But this is Jeremiah 50 and 33, and it says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go." All right, so both the Northern and Southern Kingdom, the so-called Negro and the so-called Native, the Hispanic Latino, served slavery in the same place by the same people, and that didn't happen in the ancient world. That happened here in the Americas. All right, this is where it happened. Okay, so well, I'm looking into the book. This is called View of the Hebrews, 1825, by Ethan Smith. All right, by Ethan Smith. And here's my copy in hand. Here's my copy. All right, so I'm going to be reading from this book. All right, so I'm on page 59. And I'm starting at the second paragraph halfway, and it says, "For a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servants' sakes. I will not destroy them all. And I will bring forth the seed of Jacob, and out of Judah an inheritor of my mountains. And mine elect shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. Here after the long rejected state of Jacob and Judah, all right, a blessed remnant at last shall be recovered, a seed from Jacob, the 10 tribes, and from Judah, it says the Jews, the Judeans, all right, the inheritor of Canaan shall come and dwell in that land." So this completely cuts the Holy Land right now, because only, you talk to them, they're Jews. They're Judah, and then some of them say that they're a Jew from the tribe of Levi. All right, you can't be a Jew and a Levite. All right, and I've heard them say that kind of madness quite a few times. So the power of what I've just read, which means these Christians, these Americans, these Edomites, they're well aware of who we are. They're well aware that prophecy hadn't been fulfilled yet, and that it was fulfilled here. All right. And the distance between the so-called natives, because you got this movement among the BOIs, the black-only Israelites, that are saying that none of the natives, well, they may not deny me so much, but the ones who look more like, like Rico Suave, they got a problem with them. Or they'll say the ones that, that look like Europeans, and it's like, come on, man. How many millions upon millions of Negroes today had Edomite fathers during the time of slavery? You know how much semen the Edomite men put into Negro women? How many babies were born? All right, to white men, and then those babies mixed and mingled among the other Negroes all the way up into this day. You have any idea how many black people walking around that are dark as hell, look like Wesley Snipes, and got a grandfather that looks like Joe Biden? The hell out of here with that madness, with that retarded argument, man. I'm so sick of these carnal people, that learn their Hebrew Israelite and then try to circumvent the men of the Lord, who do this thing righteously, and then try to come up some other way and come up with their own doctrines. All right. You're looking at relics that was brought over with the natives on the cover of the book, all right, from the Assyrian captivity. Now, granted, when they got over here, they stopped writing in this form of Hebrew, all right, because you can clearly see the name, you can clearly see that this is the Assyrian script, and they started writing in the Paleo and the Phoenician, because there are also relics found all over America that shows you the Phoenician form of Hebrew. Hence the reason why I believe that the Jewish people in the 1880s or mid 1880s, when they started revamping the Hebrew and adding all the vowel points and stuff, they chose this form, of the YHWH of Yahweh. They chose this form of Hebrew because there was too much ancient Phoenician Hebrew all over America, and if they would have used that, that would have gave too much credence to authors like Ethan Smith, James Adair, and all these other doctors and highly qualified individual scholars that wrote about the natives. It was easier to hide their false claims by using this script of Hebrew, and not using the script of Hebrew that they began to write in the moment they got their freedom. Remember, when they were writing in this form of Hebrew, the Israelites, the 10 tribes, they were in slavery. They were under the captivity of the Assyrians, and so were using their form, okay? Because the Assyrians also are Hebrew people as well, okay? You got, it's not just one set of Hebrews. You got Ammon, Moab, Esau, Edom, the Israelites, you know, Elam, Ishmael. All of them, all of these people I named can go back to the bloodline of Abraham. All right, back to the bloodline of Shem is what I really meant to say. They all go back to the bloodline of Shem. All right, because Ammon and Moab actually came out of Lot, Abraham's nephew. Okay, but nevertheless, all Shemites. So they're more than one Hebrew race of people, but there's only one chosen one, which is the Hebrew Israelites, the sons of Jacob. Okay, so let's continue in this book, and it says back on page 59, and it reads, "This never have been yet fulfilled." So this was wrote in 1825. But it will be accomplished when God will, as the following verses, create a new heavens and a new earth. That'll be Revelation 21. And then here's in Amos, the 9th chapter, 14, 15 verse, is a prediction of the event. As a matter of fact, let me get that. Let's get that Amos. And then I'm going to go to some evidences that are clearly written in the book. Of the stuff that they found, that these different anthropologians and scholars found. All right. So where we got Amos 9, 14 and 15. And it reads, "And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the wasted cities and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and drink wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit thereof, and I will plant them upon the land, and they no more will be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, saith Yahweh thy power." So one of the main reasons, Dr. Brown, that we know that you are an imposter and that this prophecy has not been fulfilled is simply for the fact that all the tribes of Israel are not represented in the land of Israel today. All right? They're not. And as much as guys like this continue, speaking on him, Dr. Michael Brown, was just a complete and total liar. All right? He loves to use loaded speech and loaded questions to try to incite, emotion and to overlook prophecy and scripture. This is what he does. People like him and Vocab Malone. All right. These Christians just push forth these lies. So let's go to Isaiah 66. And remember, I'm going to go to verse 22. It says, as for the, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 15 and read down to 22. It says, "For behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots and like a whirlwind to render his anger with the fury and rebuke in flames of fire." All right. "And for by fire and sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. And they shall sanctify themselves, purify themselves in the gardens, one tree in the midst, eating swine flesh, and the abominations and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahweh. For I know their works and their thoughts, and it shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall all come to see my glory. And I will set my sign among them, and I will send those that escaped of them unto the nations, to Tarshish and Pool and Lud, and draw the bow and Tubal and Javan, and the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles." So the name of Yahweh has not been declared. It's been declared by the men of the Lord. But it's going to be really declared when he comes with the fire and the destruction, to destroy those people who have these heathenistic ways, like eating the swine's flesh or the mouse. All right? It says, And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto Yahweh out of all the nations upon the horses and chariots and the litters and upon the mules and the swift beasts to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahweh, and I will also take them for priests and for the Levites, saith the Yahweh. So we're all going to become priests, all of us. All right. As for the new heaven and new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain. This has not happened yet. This is on the verge of happening. This happens when World War III kicks off. The Lord intervenes and destroys everyone. All right. He's going to use Gog and Magog to destroy Babylon the Great, and then the Lord's going to appear, and all the nations that are joined together with Gog and Magog are going to turn and try to fight the Lord. That's where this is going. Okay? And I haven't even got to the evidence that's presented in this book yet. All right? We're destroying the lives of Michael Brown and Christianity right now. Verse 64, it says, some have, this is paragraph, the second paragraph on page 64. Some have made such pretense, but far be it from me to follow them. Why not as well as apply the mystical sense of every prediction of future events to predictions of the battle of that great day, of the millennium, of the resurrection of the bodies of men, of the final judgment, of the conflagration of the world, of heaven and hell. See, so the authors of this book and the Ethan Smith and all these other people that he used, all these other doctors and individuals he used, and they understand that the Israel will rule on Judgment Day, the new heavens and the new earth. Matter of fact, that heaven is going to be here on earth. Let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 21 and 2. I start at verse 1. And it reads, Revelation 21 and 1, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city of New Jerusalem. Those are those scattered elect that we read about in this book, that they understood, the elect from among the people, all right? Okay, then many of them looking like the heathen nations that they were scattered to. I don't understand why that's so difficult to understand, that he's going to draw his people out of those nations. So the ones that are in India, the ones that are in China, the ones that are in Japan, the ones that are in Hawaii, the ones that are in Senegal, the ones that are in South America, the ones that are in Israel, the ones that are in Finland, whatever, the ones amongst the Russians were scattered to the four corners of the earth. The Bible says so. Among all people. All right? That's that great multitude that John couldn't identify in Revelation, the 7th chapter, around the 9th verse. It named the 12 tribes, and then it named this great multitude as that great multitude. That's the elect being brought back from the four corners of the earth, from among the heathens that look like the heathens, until the Lord gives them the new bodies that change, and we'll all get our look back. All right? Revelation 21 and 2. And I John saw the holy city of New Jerusalem coming down out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. All right. So that heaven is actually talking about coming down, from amongst, from the skies above. All right. But when it says, I saw a new heaven and a new earth, that meaning that's also referring to the fact that a new government. All right. And the earth will be renewed once Esau, Edom is destroyed, and after fire cleanses it. Fire is the ultimate cleansing agent. And it's going to clean away a lot of this pollution and all these, think about everything that's in America that's stored in these different military places, all these diseases that are destroyed, that are stored in the CDC, and all these, these different chemicals that are in the water, that are in the air, and that's in the soil. How they messed this place up. Fires, the fire's going to cleanse all of that. So I'm gonna get ready to close, and I'm gonna see you in part two when we present the evidences, just more evidences that were here in the Americas, proving the natives of the America to be Israelites. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, and Shalom to the next lesson.